foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Harakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to you fellow walking, pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth, waking up the rest of the elect, so Yahawashi could return and save us up on that at this wicked kingdom, this wicked world. Okay. As you see in the TikTok, this person is looking to secure their future, preserve their future for the rough times to come. Okay. Because we all know the petrodollar is gonna decline and fall and crash here very soon in the near future. All these countries are slowly, gradually moving to the BRICS currency and away from the American US dollar as the reserve world currency, man. And when that happens, when the US dollar stops being the world reserve currency, that means the United States dollar, is gonna be worthless. You're gonna have $500, but a bag of chips is gonna be $1,000. You're gonna have $2,000 in your bank account, but getting a cup of water, buying yourself a soda or some juice at the store is $2,000. Which is called hyperinflation, man. All right, and we see this happen to all these countries, throughout the years, throughout the decades. All right, Venezuela's dollar, their currency going, becoming worthless. They would just burn it up and use it as fire fuel. Same with Argentina and all these countries, etc. All right, their dollar crashing, hyperinflation in all these countries, man. It's because their currency is not the world reserve currency. That's why the United States could be in trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in debt, but still, us American citizens can go, could have $500 and spend a lot of money on that. We could go buy groceries, pay bills, we could still live off the currency, man. Even though the United States currency itself, the United States is in trillions of dollars of debt, All right, the United States dollar doesn't have to be backed by gold, by silver and whatnot, because it's the world reserve, man. That the United States has the power, all right, over the world currently still, But that time is going to end here very soon. And that's why it's a wise thing to, even the apostles and elders say it's a wise thing to stack yourself up some silver, some gold, But, even some wine and some like alcohol, wine, what else? Survival things, that will be valuable when all hell breaks loose in America, when the United States dollar becomes absolutely worthless, in all out chaos, the United States becomes a big, huge wild, wild west, silver, gold, survival, things and survival instincts, survival knowledge and alcohol, and whatnot, and goods, like food and water, are going to be very, very valuable in those times, man, But the most valuable thing that will be valuable in those times is going to be if you're ordained and chosen by Yahawashi, if you're the elect, if you're one of the men of Yahawashi, and they will have the wisdom and knowledge of Yahawashi, like the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Talking about the times that we're stepping into, the times of Jacob's trouble, when the dollar crashes, when there's all out chaos throughout all of America, So even then, all this silver that this person stacked up, it's not going to mean nothing, man, because it's not going to save you, okay? Your silver, your gold, your wine, your alcohol, the things that you're able to trade, even your survival knowledge, that's not going to save you, man. What's going to save you is being ordained and chosen by Yahawashi for salvation, The Lord Yahawashi is going to save you, not your silver, not your ability to save up as much silver and gold and food, being a prepper, doomsday prepper. All right, that's not going to save you, man. This person is trusting in their riches. They're not trusting and putting their trust in Yahawashi. Okay? Is it this one? 1 Timothy 6 and 17. This is charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches. Okay? To not trust in their uncertain riches. All right? Because any day, somebody could break into that man's house and steal all of his silver. It's not up to him, The Lord, Yahawashi decides if you have all that silver, if you get all that silver, if you have all this, if you even if you survive. The Lord decides all that, man. That's why it says, but, all right, trust. It says, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God, Yahweh, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. So we're supposed to trust in Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahawashi, the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. Okay? All right, and how do we do that? By fearing the Lord, by fearing Him and keeping His commandments, for that is the whole duty of all men. Okay? So being obedient to Yahweh, serving Him, serving the Lord, all right, with your whole heart, mind, body, and soul to the best of your ability, all right, in sincerity, okay, that the Lord may preserve you in these dangerous, horrible times to come. Times, we're entering to the times, the most worst times in human history, all right, imaginable, okay? And, hey, it's a pretty wise thing to save silver and gold up, man. Even the apostles say that, they rightfully paraphrase that one scripture, money is a defense, yeah, but don't trust in it. Don't put your don't have this be your salvation. All right, but it is a wise thing to store up silver, man. I'm gonna start doing that, man. You start storing up gold and silver, maybe buy some wine and some alcohol and just put it away and don't drink it. I don't even drink alcohol no more, man. I mean, I do, like maybe twice a month, once a month, but that's it, man. So next precept, man. Zephaniah 1 and 18, it says, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. Okay, I'm not gonna read the rest, but hey, because that's the main point in the scripture, man. Or your gold, your silver isn't gonna be able to deliver you, man. All right, and when all hell breaks loose, in these end days, it's not gonna deliver you. It's gonna be a little defense, but hey, you're not gonna be able to eat your gold, drink your gold, nor is it able to save you, deliver you from the nuclear destruction coming to America. Only the Lord Yahawashi is able to do that, because it's in His name. His name means He who saves, Yahawashi. Okay, the deliverer. Okay. I think I was just reading. Yeah, I was just reading at the gym. 2 more precepts, man. Let me see. Do I have any others up here? Oh yeah, I do. Shoot. Matthew 6 and read 19. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Okay? You hear that? But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. All right? So, hey, putting your treasure in Yahawashi, okay? In the Lord. All right? Putting your trust in Yahawashi, doing what the Lord commands you to do. All right? That's how you deposit, okay, spiritual currency, by being obedient to Yahawashi, serving Yahawashi in truth and sincerity to the best of your ability, man. All right? Fearing the Lord. All right? Do that every day until the Lord returns. All right? And when the wrath and all hell breaks loose and that time comes where you need salvation, all right, you will be able to withdraw from that spiritual bank account, and the Lord will deliver you and keep you safe, keep you alive and preserved, and He'll save you from the day of destruction. Okay? When all hell breaks loose and nuclear missiles are on the way to hit America. Okay? Saving up all the silver and trusting in that. That's you putting your treasures, laying up your treasures on earth. That's not going to save you. 1 Corinthians 7 and 31 says, and they that use this world as not abusing it. Okay? Like the apostles say, save yourself up. Save some silver, some gold, some alcohol for a rough time, for the rough days, but don't trust in it. Don't abuse, don't abuse it, Yeah, we have to go to work. Yeah, we have to do this as men in this wicked kingdom, because it's still running. This wicked kingdom is still up and running, man. So we have to use this world, but don't abuse it. For the fashion of this world passeth away. All right. Hey, the stocks and the value of gold and silver and everything goes up and down every day, man. Me being 27 years old, man. I'd just be looking at I'd just be people watching, and seeing these people, just seeing what they wear and whatnot, the fashion, all right, of this world. People, what people wear for shoes and clothes, it just passes away, man. Like 5 years, people were wearing different things, wearing Jordan 1s, that, everybody had a pair of Jordan 1s, 5 years ago. But now, these people don't even wear Jordans like that, man. All right? And they call you an old head. Everybody's wearing shiny, they wear all types of shit, but not Jordans. I remember 10 years ago, people, wearing basketball shoes with pants outside the gym, and it was cool. I still be doing that because I grew up in that era, but now, these kids, the younger generation, they make fun of you. They're like, dude, what you doing? Why are you wearing basketball shoes outside the gym, man? Because, hey, we grew up in that era. And we would rock, Kobe's, KD's, and LeBron's with pants and go out, to school or, to parties and shit like that, with basketball shoes on, man, with pants, with the outfit. But now these kids just wear basketball shoes on the court. So, hey, long story short, hey, the things of this world, they pass away, man. And eventually everything in this world is going to pass away and be forgotten in the kingdom. But those that do the will of Yahawashi shall abide forever. Though this world may pass away, let's get that. Matthew 20, what is it? Oh, here's the one I just roughly paraphrased. 1 John 2 and 17, it says, and the world passeth away, okay, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever. All right. So hey, if you want to last forever, if you want to be saved, if you want to be in the kingdom, if you want to be remembered forever, because the elect will be talked about and remembered in glory, forever in the kingdom. So hey, do what the elect are doing, seek for the masteries, put on as the elect. All right. Push for the mark of exemption, man. Not the mark of the BEAST, but the mark of exemption. All right. Do all that you can to stand in that evil day. All right. Matthew 24:35, it says, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Okay. Well, whose words? The words of Yahawashi. All right. So desire and seek the book, read, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read, none of these shall fail, and none shall want her mate. Okay. So, hey, get the wisdom and knowledge of the Bible, man. All right. Seek the understanding and the wisdom. All right. And the how do you say it? I forgot the word, but hey, watch the men of Great Millstone, and they'll give you the understanding and how to apply these scriptures to your life, and what these scriptures and what the Bible means. All right, so that you're gonna be able, so you will be able to serve Yahawashi, correctly, so that you will be saved. All right. Proverbs 13:22 says, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. You hear that? So all that silver that man is saving up, he's doing that for, what it say? Slovakia. No, man. No, dude, what the fuck? Gotta fucking find this shit. I hate when that fucking happens. Where is it at? It was on the left side. It says quietly securing our future, and that's what people do. They save up money and inheritance so they could give that inheritance to their children's children. Okay, that's which is your future, and that's what this man was doing. That's what he's doing, saving up all this silver, man. Cause silver and gold, they're valuable over the United States dollar, over a paper note, But that's all gonna be laid up for the just. All right. What does that mean? So all that silver is gonna be given to. It's gonna be taken away from that man. Okay, because he didn't put his trust, in his heart, and he didn't treasure Yahawashi. So that worldly treasure is gonna be given to who? Those that do treasure Yahawashi. Those who do serve the Lord Yahawashi in truth and sincerity, the elect. So in that time, the Lord's gonna somehow give that silver, all right, to the elect, and every man that does that, man. All right, these doomsday preppers, these people that save all this money and gold, and silver and doomsday prepping, man. That's all gonna be given to the Lord's elect somehow, some way. Go. I'm busy. Go. Slovakia. This is Job 27:17. It says, he may prepare it, but the just. Job 27:16. It says, though. Slovakia. Maybe you want to read 15. Job 27:15. It says, though that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep, though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, He may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. And who's the innocent and who's the just in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi? His elect, those that are doing his will, doing his work, pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth, going out there to the highways and byways, putting up edifying videos, all right, on the internet every day, okay, doing the Lord's work, all right, week in and week out, all right. They're gonna have the silver. They're gonna divide the silver and put it on, all right. If not on this side, but in the kingdom, like the scriptures say, the Lord's gonna, for wood, the Lord's gonna bring brass, and for brass, the Lord's gonna bring gold. Roughly paraphrasing. So in the kingdom, we're going to have everything, man. Beyond comprehension, we're going to have everything, man. We're going to have immortal bodies. We're going to receive everything, man, and be rulers over it in righteousness with Yahawashi forever and ever. All right? We're going to have glory beyond belief in the kingdom. That's why we don't put our trust in no damn silver, man. All right? We put our trust in Yahawashi, who's able